The truth is, I haven't been entirely sure how to approach this video. The only thing I knew for certain was that, deep down, I wanted to hike up a mountain in Norway, find a spot to camp overnight at the summit, and complete the 15-kilometer journey the next day. As I made my way up, and also before the climb now that I think about it, I formed various ideas for this video. A part of me envisioned an epic cinematic journey, full of dramatic moments and scenery, and another side of me visualized a simpler video, with humbler, raw reflections of the journey with a smaller consideration for cinematography and storytelling. The point is, I really had no idea what to do, or what I wanted from the footage at all. I just kinda knew I wanted to film something. And I do remember that this bothered me while I was on the move. I would say it's kind of a bitter realization or a thought, not knowing what direction to go with something that you have put a lot of effort in. However, there was one thing that I at least had a very clear direction for, and that was to make my way up a 1,000-meter tall mountain. But, of course, no journey is without its additional setbacks. The story is essentially that I had mostly planned this entire trip around one key moment, which was waving the Norwegian flag at the mountain's peak on Norway's National Day, May 17th. However, the gods, it seems, had other plans. Somewhere along the ascent, the wooden pole of my flag snapped and it fell off the backpack, and I didn't notice that until it was too late. Not to mention that I had to carry this 20-kilo backpack on a warm summer day, along with my camera gear, with limited water, and the constant need to pay attention to my dog to ensure his safety. And to top it all off, a sharp muscle cramp in my leg hit me hard, threatening to derail the entire journey. There was actually a moment right after it hit me that I seriously considered canceling the entire hike. But a dose of stubbornness and good faith was definitely my companion at that time. Despite the lingering pain and a few annoyances and doubts with my filming, I pressed on with the journey. And I think what carried me through was a specific optimism, a belief that the journey ahead was going to be worth it, no matter what various challenges that came along with it. And looking back now, I feel I was right following this line of thought. This journey that I shared with my dog meant a lot to me, filled with moments where I got to experience some great scenery and the life of nature, but also to reflect upon my own limitations and resilience, and finding value in a hike despite it not going fully the way I intended. In the end, I think it's all about making the best of what we can in every moment, and that is exactly what I did with this 2-day adventure. And as for this video, well, the same principle apply. I'm making the most out of it. At the end, I think the video will become a great visual memory, a small piece of history recorded, and a way for me to tell a little story about what some of it meant. So I'll say this: if you can, go out there, capture your journeys in the way you want, even if you stumble upon challenges or difficulties during filming or through the journey itself, because at the very least, you end up with some new experience and also some memories to look back on. Thank you for watching.